Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday, November 22nd, 2020, and this is the Flight Sim News. So I'll just start off with this and get the bad news out of the way. It's not entirely bad news, but if you were expecting the Kiowa this year, it's not going to happen. The guys over at Polychop announced the other day that, dear community, with the end of the year fast approaching and still a lot of work to do, we've come to a point where we have to accept that a 2020 release of the OH-58D Kiowa Warrrior module is no longer feasible. We want to release a module that we feel is feature complete, mission ready, and a true tribute to the men and women in Army aviation. That is not to say no extras will be added later on. Even though we've been crunching the past months, we simply aren't there yet. We can imagine this is a disappointment to all who look forward to the OH-58D Kiowa Warrrior module, and we hope to make up for this with the polished release the module deserves. We'll be working hard to get you the OH-58D Kiowa Warrrior module as soon as possible. So it's not entirely bad news because, to be honest, it's late November. I really wasn't expecting this before the end of the year, to be honest. I was hoping, because that'll be something to get me back into DCS outside of the F-14A that they just dropped and the new World War II damage model stuff, which is pretty cool. But, this is definitely the one I'm looking the most forward to out of all the upcoming modules. But it's not entirely bad news, I don't think. It's just, hey, here's a realistic update, guys. Here's where we're at. It's not ready yet. I'm cool with that. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. Alrighty, the Autumn Sale is live at the DCS World eShop, and I believe pretty soon on Steam if it hasn't started yet. They just had a sale like 3 weeks ago. So most of the stuff that people really want isn't really on much of a sale. I think stuff like the Viper, the Hornet, the Thunderbolt, all of those are something like, I don't know, 10 or 15 bucks off. I want to say it was something like a 30% off sale on those things. And then all of the older modules, though, are 50% off. So that's kind of cool if there's something you've had your eye on. And they also mention that the P-47D Thunderbolt is almost out of early access, which means this little $15 discount they're giving you right now on that module is going to go away as soon as they push it to stable. So it might be a good time to get your hands on it. And I will say that the P-47 is definitely one of the best World War II warbirds that they do have. Super Carrier's on sale for 10 bucks off. The maps, the Syria is 10 bucks off. The Channel is 15 bucks off. That's reasonable. Persian Gulf is half off. Normandy's half off. Nevada is half off. Definitely a good time to get some of the maps if you don't have them. And in addition, I don't know why they're not all listed. They have everything kind of split up here on this page. Some stuff isn't on sale at all, though. A lot of the campaigns, you can get the Hunters over Yalu for like 5 bucks instead of 10 bucks. Serpent's Head 2 campaign for the Hornet for 5 bucks instead of 10 bucks. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. But definitely a good time to get some of those older planes, like maybe the MiG-15 or the Flaming Cliffs 3 if you've never got it before. For 25 bucks, it's definitely a great time to get your hands on that. Alright, this is fantastic news as well. It looks like Squadrons is on sale. $23.99 instead of 40 bucks. I think you can get it on Origin, on Steam, and then the Epic Store. Wherever you want to buy it at, looks like it's available at all 3 of those places for $23.99 on the PC. And I can't stress enough how awesome of a game it really is. And at $23, wow, like that's just an amazing deal. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. Alright, so the big news on the 1C Game Studios front is that the Tank Crew is out of their early access and it's released. So there's a trailer that you can check out for it. And in addition, I believe the Hurricane is on Steam now. And they said somewhere that I thought it was still on sale for a few more days. Both Tank Crew and Hurricane 2 on Steam include a launch discount for the next 7 days. That's what it is. So Tank Crew is 13% off at $69.59. And the Hurricane Collector's Plane Mark II is $15, which is 25% off right now. Pretty cool deal, pretty cool plane. Definitely worth checking out. I just did a short video on it like a week ago and absolutely love it. It's a lot of fun. So I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check them out for yourself. So as I was saying earlier, Eagle Dynamics goes on to talk about how the Thunderbolt is going to be released to stable, meaning this is your last chance to get that 30% off discount on it. Might want to get it now if you don't have it yet and you're interested in the Warbirds, especially now that they have the damage model implemented. I'm sure this isn't the final damage model, but what they have going on is in there now, and you can check it out. And it definitely is different. It feels much better, more fluid, more dynamic in terms of what's going on, which is pretty cool. And they go talking about the sale a little bit more, and they say modules with a 30% discount are the Thunderbolt, the Channel, the Hornet, and the Viper. Exceptions are the F-14 module has just a 15% discount. The Thunder is going to be $64.99, and modules that do not participate at all include the new A-10C2 Tank Killer, Super Carrier, Syria, MKII Crew Part 1 campaign, and the Raven 1 campaign. And then lastly, they talk about the update to the F-14 on their page as well. There's a lot of info in here. I don't know where the weekend news went. I must have missed it. But this is pretty much the sum of all the weekend news stuff that they usually throw together here. So I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. All right, Tactical Pascale is at it again. With the release of the F-14A, he has thrown together an amazing air-to-air refueling guide for the Tomcat, both A and B model.
Contact. That looked easy. We're plugged.
Hello, I'm Tactical Pascale. Welcome to the channel. I hope this finds you all safe and well. This video is on air-to-air refueling in the F-14A.
I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual. It's about 10 minutes long, and you definitely want to check it out. I'm going to be checking this out because I have never air-to-air refueled in the Tomcat. I know, right? And as much as I love the Tomcat, you think I would have done that by now. But I haven't. So, lastly is something that just happened on Saturday. So, Inverted, I believe, is the developer, and it is a guy who worked on Ace Combat series. I know, everybody who's hardcore DCS is just going to turn the channel off right now and walk away. But you know what? What really surprised me about this is this popped up over on Hoggit, which is like the most diehard guys out there for DCS, and they're usually a very tough crowd. And I was blown away by the fact that the majority of the comments on the topic of this Rising Squall campaign that looks and feels very Ace Combat-like, with kind of dramatic dialogue and whatnot, everybody's loving it. There's people sitting there saying, you know what, I didn't know I needed this, but now I absolutely want to fly it. So I'll play the video and you can check it out.
It is the Exusia Air Force. As a country with the mightiest military power in the world, many city-states may want their protection. Understood.
True. Still doesn't change the fact of it being boring, though.
I agree with the boss. No task is simple. You have to prepare for sacrifice. War is not a video game.
Captain, they're closing upon you guys.
Defense maneuver! Defense maneuver!
Pascale, missile!
Column 1, repeat!
After all, a security company is no match for the Air Force. Get more training, rookies.
Is that the demon? How is that possible?
Damn it! Cargo 1 has been hit!
He fired that missile after all.
I don't know.
News report. Calcite Group has announced mutually beneficial agreements with multiple city-state governments of the Star Union. Experts believe strong alliances between the Star Union city-states and energy companies will bring wealth and prosperity to the region.
Many Star Union city-states are willing to come under Exusia's protection in exchange for a peaceful period of development. All we have to do is grant peace and harmony to this land.
Insurgent activities will never stop, as long as energy companies continue to operate the Star Union region.
In their eyes, liberty is everything. They would rather die than not live a free life.
Such scale of an insurgent attack. Exusia must be funding and supporting them behind. We'll stop them along Raphael and Uriel's forces. Only they have F-15s.
Do you think this is over? You will soon regret flouting Exusia's authority.
Didn't Exusia destroy all F-14s after the energy war? It can't be that they still hide them.
Live to fight another day. As long as the region stays chaotic.
Isn't it painful to live like this? Is this a retaliation?
I order you to let go of this, or you will regret your decision. We just feed ourselves and families. We can't change the world, so just live with it, okay?
People believe the Star Union insurgents are responsible for all the chaos. How can you think the world was so we can change it?
Hold on to our ideals and beliefs, then we're nothing more than war machines.
This is exactly what DCS has been missing. DCS has been a sandbox for too long. Stuff like this, and from what I'm seeing, I don't have it, but from what I'm seeing, the Raven 1 campaign really ups things as well, and the campaigns that are coming out by Reflected Simulations, the stuff he has in the loop that's ready to come out pretty soon, I'd imagine. These are the things that we need in DCS more than anything. And you know what? As much as the game itself, Ace Combat 7 wasn't really the best game. It got kind of boring after a while pretty quick, but you got to admit, the little story and the excitement and the dramatic inflection in the voice as they're talking and getting into things, you know, that kind of creates that excitement and the anticipation of something that we just don't get in DCS otherwise, you know. DCS is pretty stale and cold for the most part. Get in there, start up your thing, get up in the air, get to the place, drop the bombs, try to get out alive, get back and land. You know, I think having the dramatic effect and stuff is going to be really cool. And something like this is exactly what the doctor ordered. I am very hopeful for a better future for DCS as long as we get more stuff like this. And hopefully this is actually fun, to be honest. I'm hoping they actually do dumb it down a little bit, to be honest. You know, make it so you could just, you know, fly through, kill some enemies, go home, man. It doesn't have to be super complex, you know. At least that's me. I'm more of the casual player at this point. I don't have all the time in the world to do a 3-hour mission, you know. I'm hoping this is kind of geared more towards the casual player. And that's what we need, to be honest. You know, if you guys want to have the next awesome high-fidelity thing, it takes money to do these things. and it's really a niche thing, you know what I mean, our genre in general. And bringing new blood into the fold and helping generate more revenue is what it takes to do this stuff. So I'm a little bit excited, I have to admit, if you can't tell. I think that's pretty awesome. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. But what an awesome note to end on, right? So as always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time, guys.